Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Simon, and today I've just got a review of a light from a company called Ulanzi. I'm going to put a link below in the description of where you can get it from, but it's a really lightweight strobe light for your drone, and when you're flying at night, or even during the daytime actually, drones like the Mini 2 can be quite difficult to see. And just having an extra strobe, really bright strobe, can help you fly a little bit further, up to your maximum 500 meters, whilst you're maintaining a visual line of sight. So it's called the DR-02 drone strobe light, and it is really dinky. Yeah, so it's suitable for the Mavic Mini, Mini 2, Mavic Pro, Mavic 2 Pro, etc. On the bigger drones, obviously weight's not quite so critical, so you can mount multiple lights. You could fit 2 at the front, 2 at the back. Now let's just have a quick unboxing of this. So what do we get? Right, so got an elastic band, another elastic band, the strobe itself, oh, and a USB-C cable, so that's really good. It's got USB-C for charging it, so it's got a little battery in it. Got Velcro pad. Now, I'll be honest, I've already used one of the Velcro pads, so it actually comes with 2 Velcro pads, which is pretty good. And 2 mounting bands, 2 different sizes. So if we look at this, we can see it's got 2 hooks on it, and obviously if you've got an arm on your drone, I'm going to use my finger, and you can just flick it over the other side. So that's how you can mount it. Now, if I compare it, so this is Mavic, DJI Mavic Mini 2. Just move those over there for a minute. You can see just how big the strobe is. So you can mount it on top. You can also mount it on the battery cover, because the battery cover flips up that way. I reckon you can mount it on there. So that'll be on the back of the drone. Now, for me personally, I prefer to mount my strobes underneath, and that's obviously because you're always underneath the drone, or most of the time you're underneath the drone. So I would personally mount it underneath, but how are we going to do that? Because there's not really anywhere that you could stick that, because you've got vents underneath, you've got the vision sensors underneath for positioning. Obviously you've got a power button for the battery, or for the drone, so putting it underneath is a little bit difficult. Right, what I'll do, I think, is print a mount. So yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a mount for the drone. So I will quickly whisk away to the 3D printer. So we have got this little mount that I have printed, and I will below put the STL file. So if you're lucky enough to have a 3D printer, I'll put a link to the file, so that that you can print it yourself. Right, yeah, this fits on the bottom. It's quite a nice little mount actually, because it's designed so that it just clips on. There we go. And then we put the LED under there. Now, you don't need to, but for added security, I have found that with this mount, if we put it on there and use the small band that comes in the box, we can put it around like that to give you a bit of added drop protection. And that fits just like so. So just how bright is it? So shall we have a look how bright it is? So it has multiple modes. So the first one, so one press and hold. Go! Oh, I can't actually see now. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty bright actually. So, but if you can press it and you can cycle through, so it's got a slightly slower mode, not quite so bright. You can have it strobing in green. And you can also have it flashing in red. And the same again, and you just cycle around. The white is obviously the brightest. I mean, it is bright. I can't actually see now. Oh, all I can see is just flashing dots. Right, so don't shine it in your eyes when you switch it on. No, good bit of advice there. But yeah, no, so it's pretty good. So what I'm going to do next is show you how it charges. So let me just quickly take it off the drone. Now, one other thing to note as well is when you've got this fitted to the bottom of the drone, either have extended landing gear, because obviously this does protrude out of the bottom of the drone, and will actually touch the ground before the legs of the drone. So if you try to land with this on it, it would tip to one side. That could actually damage your drone. So your two options are either to hand launch, which is actually very easy to do with the Mini 2. Other drones probably isn't quite such an issue, but with the Mini and Mini 2, hand launch and hand catch, or extended landing gear. I'm going to put another video up actually. I've got some 3D prints that I've done for some extended landing gear, and I'll put the STL file up for that as well. They're all from Thingiverse, so not created by myself, so I'm not going to take any credit for that, but it just I'm going to do a quick review of those products so you can go and print them and not go on Thingiverse. I find sometimes you go on and you print multiple things before you find the right thing that does the job, so I'm going to save you that hassle. But yeah, so just beware of that. But when it's charging, so let me just quickly grab USB-C lead. So when it's charging, it just gives a single blue light while it's charging, and once it's charged, that light goes out. Charging time is about 60 minutes, and it should give you usage time of about 8 hours when flashing, which is not that useful because all it does is flash. So I guess if you're using it in the high power strobe mode, it's probably going to be less than that. But I will put a link down in the description to the product. Now that will be an affiliate link, and it's always grateful if you are going to buy the items to click on that link. Helps the channel out no end. Right, so next job I think is to go out, fly it, and see how it performs. I'm going to do it in dusk, and I'm going to do it in night. I'm going to try and capture the drone, but I'm not sure how good it's going to be. Obviously, because it is going to be pitch black. But hopefully, you'll be able to see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the drone to 500 meters with the strobe on and see whether we can still see the drone. Off we go. Right, so so I'm out trying the drone, and it's dusk, so it's just around sunset, and as you can see, you can just about see the strobe. Still makes the drone much more visible. So whilst we're fast forwarding, and there you go, we can still see it flashing, and we're at about 1,000 feet, so we're about 300 and just over 300 meters, and you can still see the drone clearly, and you can see the light flashing there. So yeah, certainly can be used whilst it's fairly bright, and now we're trying it, and it's much darker now. As you can see, that strobe is really bright. So I apologise about the focusing. So the camera really didn't want to focus on it, but in the camera, that is a very small point to focus on. But I tried my best. But you can still see the green LEDs on the drone, but they're nowhere near as bright as the strobe is, and it just makes life a lot easier being able to spot the drone in the sky, especially in the dark. So here we have the drone now, and I have flown that out. It is 120 meters up, 119 meters up, and 494 meters away, and you can still see it. It's flashing away. Now the lens on the camera isn't particularly zoomy, so it's not that I've zoomed right into the drone. It's about the same focal length as you would have with the human eye. So I've gone away, just coming back here to refocus on the drone, and you will see it there flashing away, and you can see that a lot brighter than the green and red LEDs. Right, just one other thing that's probably going to be useful information is how heavy is it. So, can we put this onto the Mini 2 and still be under the 250 grams, so we can fly anywhere? Let's have a look. So, got some scales. So the Mavic Mini 2. I've found it's usually around 238 to 240 grams. So with the mount, which adds 1 gram. The beauty of 3D printers, eh? And if we add the strobe on there as well, we are at 247 grams. So couldn't get much closer to that 250 grams if we tried. So there you go. So even with that strobe and the mount, oh hold on, I forgot the elastic band. Let's hope that doesn't weigh 2 grams. So there you go. Yep, still 247. So 247 grams with the strobe, with the mount and the band that holds it on. So you will still be in your legal limit with all of those bits. So that's great. Yeah, awesome bit of kit. You will have seen from the video, we got to 500 meters and we could see the strobe perfectly well. To be fair, actually the lights on the drone are very, very good, but they were very, very faint at 500 meters, and I think if you looked away and then looked back, it'd be very, very hard to re-find the drone. But with that strobe on there, awesome. Yeah, 500 meters, no problems at all seeing where the drone was. You know, what a great bit of kit. So down in the description, there's a link to that product. There's a link to the STL file for the mount, so you can 3D print it yourself. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, to subscribe, hit the like button, and also hit that bell if you want to be notified of when there's going to be more videos from us. Okay, see you again soon.